All 7 Borg Tactical Drones explained. Standard drone. Standard drones form the workforce of Borg civilization, performing basic assimilation and labour functions throughout the collective. When the Enterprise first encountered the Borg at System J25, these were the shambling figures that cut through the ship's hull with methodical precision, each one a former individual transformed into a perfect tool of the collective. The transformation process strips away individual personality while preserving useful knowledge and capabilities. A human becomes a standard drone and keeps their problem-solving abilities and manual dexterity. A Vulcan drone keeps their logical processing and precise motor control. A Klingon drone maintains their physical strength and endurance. The collective doesn't waste potential, it optimizes it really. The cortical node serves as both the drone's connection to the collective and its primary weakness. This cranial implant processes the constant data stream from trillions of other drones while suppressing individual thought. Target this node with a focused phaser burst and the drone's connection to the collective severs, often resulting in immediate system failure. The Verteron node, located in the chest cavity, regulates the drone's biological and mechanical systems. This secondary processor maintains life support functions and coordinates the various cybernetic implants throughout the drone's body. Disrupting this node causes catastrophic system failures that can incapacitate or destroy the drone entirely. Standard drones wear the distinctive black armour plating that has become synonymous with Borg encounters. This isn't just protection, by the way, it's a sophisticated environmental suit that allows drones to operate in vacuum, extreme temperatures and hostile atmospheres. The armour integrates directly with the drone's cybernetic systems, providing power distribution, data transmission and structural support for their mechanical components. Captain Picard's assimilation into Locutus revealed the terrifying efficiency of standard drone conversion. In hours, the collective stripped away his individual identity while preserving his tactical knowledge and command experience. The process was so complete that Locutus could analyse Federation defences and strategies with mechanical precision, providing the collective with everything they needed to devastate Starfleet at Wolf 359. And during that battle at Wolf 359, standard drones boarded multiple Federation starships simultaneously. They moved through corridors with purposeful coordination, ignoring weapons fire that would send normal soldiers scrambling for cover. Their mission was really simple: assimilate the crew and salvage useful technology. Personal survival? Well, that was irrelevant, only the mission mattered. The USS Melbourne's final log entries describe standard drones working with horrifying efficiency to convert the ship's systems, while at the same time assimilating the crew. Engineering teams tried desperately to create feedback loops in the ship's power grid, but the drones adapted faster than the engineers could implement countermeasures. Within 30 minutes, the Melbourne had become another addition to the collective's forces. 7 of 9's memories from her time as a drone provide insight into standard drone operations. Individual drones don't make decisions, by the way. They receive instructions through collective subspace network and execute them with mechanical precision. A standard drone assigned to repair a damaged conduit will continue working even if the section is depressurizing around them. The concept of self-preservation, well, it just doesn't exist within their programming. Standard drones excel at tasks requiring coordination between multiple units. Like for instance, during the construction of new Borg vessels, thousands of drones work simultaneously on different sections, their actions perfectly synchronized through the collective consciousness. They can lift massive structural components, perform delicate circuit installations, and coordinate complex assembly procedures without any verbal communication. The collective's efficiency becomes apparent when observing standard drones during a simulation operation. Now, each drone knows exactly where to go and what to do without receiving specific orders. They identify the most useful individuals for assimilation, locate critical systems for modification, and establish the technological infrastructure needed to integrate new acquisitions into the collective. But standard drones do have some exploitable limitations. Their reliance on the cortical and Verteron nodes creates multiple points of failure. A well-placed shot to either node can instantly disable a drone, while electromagnetic pulse weapons can disrupt their cybernetic systems. Captain Janeway's crew aboard Voyager learned to target these vulnerable points, turning standard drones from unstoppable juggernauts into manageable threats. Okay, let's take a look at the tactical drone. Tactical drones represent the Borg's evolution from peaceful assimilation to military conquest, designed specifically for heavy combat operations where standard drones would be inadequate. Now, these formidable warriors emerged as the Collective encountered increasingly resistant species who refused to accept the benefits of assimilation peacefully. Standing significantly taller than standard drones, tactical units are built from host species with naturally robust physiology. Klingons, Hirogen, or other warrior races whose aggressive tendencies the Collective has channeled into perfect killing machines. Their enhanced armour plating is thicker and more comprehensive than standard models, providing protection against heavy weapons that would destroy lesser drones. The most distinctive feature of tactical drones is their integrated weapons systems. Rather than relying on handheld tools like standard drones, tactical units have weapons built directly into their cybernetic infrastructure. Projectile launchers emerge from their forearms, capable of firing solid ammunition at velocities that can penetrate starship hull plating. These aren't simple firearms, they're precision instruments that can adjust their projectile composition and velocity based on target analysis. During Voyager's encounters in the Delta Quadrant, tactical drones proved their worth against species 8472, being so powerful that standard drones were completely ineffective. The tactical unit's enhanced armour could withstand the bioship's energy weapons, while their projectile launchers could actually damage the seemingly invulnerable aliens. This marked the first time in Collective history that they encountered a species requiring specialised military responses. 7 of 9's knowledge reveals that tactical drones undergo extensive combat programming that standard drones lack. While regular drones focus on assimilation and technical tasks, tactical units are programmed with combat strategies from thousands of warrior species. They understand battlefield tactics, weapons deployment, and strategic positioning in ways that make them formidable opponents, even for experienced military personnel. Their enhanced strength allows tactical drones to operate weapons too heavy for standard drones to carry. During the First Contact timeline, tactical drones aboard the Enterprise E demonstrated their ability to tear through bulkheads with their bare hands, while simultaneously engaging multiple Starfleet security teams. Their cybernetic enhancements provide the power and coordination needed for sustained combat operations. Tactical drones serve as the Collective's shock troops during large-scale assimilation operations. When the Borg encounter organised resistance, tactical units are deployed to eliminate defensive positions and clear the way for standard drones to complete assimilation procedures. Their presence on the battlefield fundamentally changes the nature of Borg encounters, from gradual infiltration to active warfare. The integration of weapon systems directly into their cybernetic infrastructure makes tactical drones incredibly dangerous opponents. They can't be disarmed in conventional terms, their weapons are part of their body. Even if their projectile launchers are damaged, they retain enhanced physical strength and armour protection that allows them to continue fighting effectively in close combat. However, this enhanced combat capability comes with significant drawbacks. Tactical drones are considerably slower than standard drones, their heavy armour and weapon systems reducing their mobility and making them vulnerable to fast-moving opponents. Captain Picard's crew learned to use hit-and-run tactics against tactical units, striking quickly and retreating before the drones could bring their superior firepower to bear. The power requirements for tactical drones' enhanced systems create another exploitable weakness. Their weapons and armour systems draw enormous amounts of energy from their power cores, creating thermal signatures that can be detected and targeted. Phased energy weapons, properly calibrated, can overload their power distribution systems and cause catastrophic failures. During the Battle of Sector 001, tactical drones led the assault on Earth's orbital defence platforms. Their projectile weapons proved effective against the station's shields, while their armour allowed them to operate in the vacuum of space during boarding operations. However, Starfleet's analysis of the battle revealed that concentrated fire from multiple ships could overwhelm even tactical drone defences. The Collective deploys tactical drones strategically, recognising their value and limitations. These units are too valuable to waste on routine operations, but essential when facing significant military resistance. Their presence in a Borg cube indicates that the Collective expects serious opposition and is prepared to use lethal force to achieve their objectives. So now let's have a look at the Assimilation drone. Assimilation drones represent the Collective's most specialised and efficient tools for converting other beings into Borg drones. While standard drones can perform basic assimilation functions, these specialised units are designed exclusively for rapid, large-scale conversion operations where speed and efficiency are paramount. The transformation process for assimilation drones begins with individuals who possessed medical, biological, or scientific expertise in their previous lives. The Collective recognises that successful assimilation requires intimate knowledge of biological systems, so doctors, surgeons and xenobiologists often become the raw material for these specialised units. Assimilation drones carry specialised assimilation tubules that extend from their wrists, mechanical appendages that can penetrate organic tissue and inject nanoprobes directly into a victim's bloodstream. These tubules are far more sophisticated than the basic injection systems found on standard drones, capable of adjusting their injection parameters based on the target species' physiology. The nanoprobe injectors integrated into assimilation drones represent the pinnacle of Borg nanotechnology. These microscopic machines are programmed to identify and modify specific biological systems, beginning the conversion process immediately upon injection. Unlike crude assimilation attempts that might take hours or days, assimilation drones can begin converting victims within minutes of initial contact. During the events of first contact, assimilation drones aboard the Enterprise E demonstrated their terrifying efficiency by converting crew members in matters of minutes. Lieutenant Commander Hawk's transformation from Starfleet officer to Borg drone took less than an hour, showcasing the advanced assimilation technology that these specialised units carry. The Collective's tactical doctrine for large-scale assimilation operations relies heavily on assimilation drones working in coordinated teams. While tactical drones eliminate resistance and standard drones secure strategic positions, assimilation units systematically convert the population. Their specialised equipment allows them to process multiple victims simultaneously, dramatically increasing the speed of planetary assimilation operations. Assimilation drones possess enhanced sensory systems that allow them to analyse potential targets from a distance. They can identify individuals with useful knowledge or rare biological characteristics, prioritising high-value targets for immediate conversion, while marking others for later processing. This target selection process ensures that the most valuable individuals are assimilated first, maximising the Collective's knowledge acquisition. The tubule delivery system represents both the drone's greatest capability and its primary vulnerability. The mechanical arms that house the assimilation tubules contain sophisticated targeting systems, nanoprobe manufacturing facilities, and injection mechanisms. However, these complex systems are also delicate and vulnerable to targeted attacks. Captain Picard's crew discovered that assimilation drones' tubule arm joints represent critical weak points in their defensive systems. The complex mechanical linkages required for tubule operation create gaps in their armour plating that can be exploited by precise weapons fire. A well-placed phaser shot to these joints can disable the drone's primary function while leaving their other systems fully intact. The reduced armour protection that makes assimilation drones vulnerable to direct attack is a deliberate design choice by the Collective. These drones are intended to operate behind the front lines, protected by tactical and standard drones while they perform their specialised functions. Their lighter construction allows for greater mobility and more sophisticated equipment integration. During Picard's assimilation into Locutus, multiple assimilation drones worked simultaneously to install his cybernetic implants and modify his biological systems. The process required precise coordination between multiple units, each one responsible for specific aspects of the conversion procedure. The team-based approach allows for rapid processing of high-value targets. The Collective's use of assimilation drones during the Picard series reveals their continued evolution and specialisation. These units have become even more efficient at rapid conversion, capable of creating new drones that retain more of their original personalities and capabilities. This evolution suggests that the Collective has refined their assimilation techniques based on decades of experience. Assimilation drones represent the Collective's ultimate expression of their core philosophy, that all life can be improved through assimilation. These specialized units are the instruments through which the Borg implement their vision of galactic perfection, converting individual beings into components of their vast cybernetic civilization, with mechanical efficiency and terrifying precision. So let's move on to the Queen's Guard. Queen's Guard represents the elite protectors of the Borg hierarchy, massive drones specifically designed and modified to serve as personal bodyguards for the Borg Queen herself. These imposing figures stand as a living monument to the Collective's commitment to protecting their most valuable asset, the individual who speaks for all Borg and coordinates their vast cybernetic civilization. Built from the largest and most physically imposing species the Collective has encountered, Queen's Guard drones tower over other Borg units. Their selection process prioritizes host species with naturally robust physiology, aggressive combat instincts, and strong protective behaviors. Warriors, soldiers, and natural protectors from countless worlds have been transformed into these golden armored giants. The distinctive gold plating that covers Queen's Guard armor serves multiple functions beyond mere identification. This specialized alloy provides enhanced protection against energy weapons while serving as a status symbol within Borg hierarchy. The golden surface isn't just decorative, it's a sophisticated composite material that can distribute impact forces and dissipate energy weapons more effectively than standard Borg armor. Queen's Guard are equipped with integrated melee weapons rather than the ranged systems favoured by tactical drones. Massive blade assemblies extend from their forearms, capable of cutting through duranium bulkheads and deflecting energy weapons. These weapons are designed for close quarters combat, where the Guard can use their superior size and strength to maximum advantage. During the events of First Contact, Queen's Guard aboard the Enterprise E demonstrated their tactical doctrine by forming protective formations around critical areas while the Queen conducted her operations. These drones don't simply react to threats, they anticipate them, positioning themselves to intercept attacks before they can reach their primary objective. The Collective's hierarchy becomes apparent when observing Queen's Guard behaviour. These drones receive direct instructions from the Queen herself rather than through the general collective consciousness. This direct communication link allows for more sophisticated tactical coordination while ensuring absolute loyalty to their primary mission, protecting the Queen at all costs. Queen's Guard possess enhanced strength that allows them to physically dominate most opponents in close combat. Captain Picard discovered this during his encounters with the Queen, when individual Guard drones could overpower multiple Starfleet officers simultaneously. Their cybernetic enhancements focus on physical capabilities rather than technical systems, making them living weapons rather than versatile tools. The tactical programming installed in Queen's Guard differs significantly from other drone types. While standard drones focus on assimilation and tactical drones on combat effectiveness, Queen's Guard are programmed exclusively for protective operations. They understand defensive formations, threat assessment, and risk mitigation in ways that make them incredibly effective bodyguards. However, this specialized focus creates exploitable weaknesses in their tactical responses. Queen's Guard follow predictable defensive patterns that experienced opponents can analyze and counter. Captain Janeway's encounters with the Queen during the Endgame scenario revealed that these drones prioritize the Queen's safety above tactical flexibility, creating opportunities for creative opponents to exploit their rigid programming. The aggressive nature of Queen's Guard makes them dangerous but predictable opponents. Their programming emphasizes immediate threat elimination over tactical assessment, causing them to respond to attacks while overwhelming with force rather than strategic thinking. This aggressive response can be manipulated by opponents who understand their behavioural patterns. Queen's Guard serve as more than just bodyguards. They represent the Collective's acknowledgement that their leadership structure requires protection. The existence of these specialised units reveals that even the Borg recognise vulnerabilities in their system and have developed specific countermeasures to address them. During Voyager's final encounter with the Borg Queen, multiple Queen's Guards units coordinated their defensive efforts across the entire Uni complex. Their ability to work together while maintaining individual tactical awareness demonstrates the sophisticated command and control systems that govern their entire operations. The Collective's investment in Queen's Guard represents a significant allocation of resources that could otherwise be used for assimilation or exploration activities. This suggests that protecting the Queen is considered more important than expanding the Collective's reach, highlighting the critical role she plays in their civilization. Spacewalk Drone. Spacewalk drones represent the Borg's specialised solution for external ship operations, designed to perform maintenance, repairs and modifications on the exterior surfaces of their massive vessels. These units operate in the vacuum of space as easily as other drones function in atmospheric conditions. Their bodies are completely adapted for the harsh environment of deep space. The transformation process for spacewalk drones prioritises individuals with engineering experience, particularly those familiar with zero-gravity operations and spacecraft systems. Former Starfleet engineers, asteroid miners and space construction workers often become the raw material for these specialised units. Their existing expertise is enhanced by Borg cybernetic modifications. Spacewalk drones are equipped with magnetic boots that allow them to adhere to metallic surfaces regardless of gravitational conditions. These aren't simple magnetic clamps, they're sophisticated electromagnetic systems that can adjust their adhesive force based on surface composition and required mobility. The drones can walk across the hull of a ship during combat manoeuvres or while travelling at warp speed. Their most distinctive feature is the integrated hull cutting tools that replace their left arm assembly. This sophisticated equipment can slice through the toughest materials used in starship construction, from Federation duranium to Klingon tritanium, to exotic alien composites as well. The cutting tools can operate as plasma torches, molecular saws, or high-energy lasers, depending on the material being processed. During the Enterprise's first encounter with the Borg at System J25, spacewalk drones were observed cutting through the ship's hull with mechanical precision. They created perfectly circular apertures that allowed other drones to board while maintaining the structural integrity of both vessels. This surgical approach to ship-to-ship boarding operations demonstrates their sophisticated engineering capabilities. The Collective's use of spacewalk drones during ship construction reveals their incredible efficiency in zero-gravity operations. These units can work continuously in vacuum conditions without the life support requirements that limit organic workers. They build the massive superstructures of Borg cubes and spheres by working directly on the exterior hull sections while the ships are under construction. Spacewalk drones possess enhanced sensory systems adapted for space operations. Their visual implants can function across multiple spectrums, while their tactile systems can detect minute variations in surface texture and composition. These enhanced sensors allow them to work effectively in the complete darkness of space, while identifying potential structural problems that might not be apparent to conventional sensors. The specialised life support systems integrated into spacewalk drones eliminate the need for atmospheric breathing or pressure suits. Their respiratory and circulatory systems have been completely replaced with mechanical equivalents that can function indefinitely in vacuum conditions. This modification makes them invaluable for extended space operations that would be impossible for organic beings. However, this specialisation creates significant vulnerabilities that can be exploited by opponents who understand their limitations. Spacewalk drones carry no built-in weapon systems, relying entirely on their cutting tools for both work and defence. While these tools can be dangerous in close combat, they're ineffective against opponents who can maintain distance. The tether systems that connect spacewalk drones to their parent vessels represent another critical vulnerability. These connections provide power, data transmission and emergency retrieval capabilities, but they can be severed by weapons fire or physical attacks. A drone cut loose from its tether becomes, helpless, drifting in space without the ability to manoeuvre or return to safety. Captain Worf discovered this weakness during the Enterprise's encounters with Borg vessels, using the ship's phasers to sever the tethers of multiple Spacewalk drones simultaneously. The drones were immediately rendered harmless, floating helplessly in space while the Enterprise escaped. This tactic became standard Starfleet procedure for dealing with external Borg operations. Spacewalk drones demonstrate the Collective's systematic approach to specialization, creating units that excel in specific environments while accepting significant limitations in others. Their expertise in zero-gravity operations makes them invaluable for space-based construction and maintenance, but their lack of combat capabilities means they must be protected by other drone types during hostile encounters. The Collective's reliance on Spacewalk drones for external operations creates tactical opportunities for opponents willing to attack Borg vessels during construction or maintenance periods. Destroying these specialized units can significantly impact the Collective's ability to maintain their fleet, forcing them to divert resources from assimilation operations to replace their space-capable workforce. Now let's look at the Neuro-electric drone. Neuro-electric drones represent one of the Collective's most insidious weapons, designed to incapacitate opponents through direct neural manipulation rather than physical damage. These specialized units emerged on the Collective's analysis of species with natural bioelectric capabilities, their original nervous systems enhanced and weaponized to create living electromagnetic pulse generators. The development of Neuro-electric drones demonstrates the Collective's systematic approach to incorporating biological advantages into their cybernetic hierarchy. Species with naturally occurring bioelectric fields, such as certain aquatic beings or energy-based life forms, provide the foundation for these specialized units, their innate capabilities amplified through Borg technology. 7 of 9's experiences during her time aboard Voyager revealed the terrifying effectiveness of Neuro-electric drones during her neural crisis in Infinite Regress. These units can emit precisely calibrated electromagnetic pulses that disrupt the neural activity of organic beings while leaving their cybernetic systems intact. The result is immediate incapacitation without permanent physical damage to potential assimilation targets. The electromagnetic pulse generation system integrated into Neuro-electric drones operates through specialized emitter nodes distributed throughout their cybernetic infrastructure. These nodes can coordinate their emissions to create complex interference patterns that target specific neural frequencies, allowing the drone to selectively disable particular brain functions while leaving others intact. Neuro-electric drones excel at crowd control during large-scale assimilation operations. A single unit can incapacitate dozens of opponents simultaneously, creating ideal conditions for assimilation drones to work without interference. Their electromagnetic pulses can penetrate most forms of personal armor and shielding, making conventional defensive measures against, their attacks pretty much ineffective. The Collective's tactical doctrine employs Neuro-electric drones as support units during complex operations, where traditional weapons might damage valuable resources or potential drones. Rather than killing resistance fighters, these units disable them for later processing, maximizing the number of individuals available for assimilation while minimizing damage to useful infrastructure. The precision of their neural targeting allows Neuro-electric drones to affect specific cognitive functions rather than causing complete incapacitation. They can disrupt motor control while leaving sensory systems intact, allowing victims to witness their own helplessness. Alternatively, they can target memory centers, creating temporary amnesia that facilitates the initial stages of assimilation. However, the sophisticated nature of their electromagnetic emission systems creates significant limitations that can be exploited by knowledgeable opponents. Neuro-electric drones have extremely limited range. Their pulses are only effective within a few meters of their target. This short-range limitation makes them vulnerable to long-range weapons and forces them to operate in close proximity to potential threats. The emitter nodes that generate their electromagnetic pulses represent critical vulnerabilities in their defensive systems. These nodes are delicate components that can be disrupted by properly calibrated energy weapons or electromagnetic interference. Captain Janeway's crew learned to target these nodes specifically, rendering the drone's primary weapon system inoperative. Neuro-electric drones also face limitations when encountering species with natural electromagnetic resistance or cybernetic neural shielding. Certain alien races possess nervous systems that operate on frequencies outside the drone's targeting parameters, making them immune to neural disruption attacks. Similarly, beings with extensive cybernetic implants may have sufficient shielding to resist the drone's electromagnetic pulses. The power requirements for generating effective electromagnetic pulses limit the operational duration of Neuro-electric drones. Unlike other drone types that can operate indefinitely, these units must periodically return to recharging stations to restore their energy reserves. This operational limitation creates windows of vulnerability that can be exploited by persistent opponents. The Collective's deployment of Neuro-electric drones often serves as an early warning sign of impending large-scale assimilation operations. Their presence indicates that the Borg expect significant resistance and are prepared to use non-lethal weapons to maximize the number of potential drones captured during the operation. Retrofit drones represent the Collective's desperate adaptation following their near destruction at the hands of Admiral Janeway's future technology during the Endgame scenario. These units embody the Borg's remarkable ability to evolve and survive even catastrophic setbacks, rebuilt from the scattered remnants of their once mighty civilization. The emergence of retrofit drones during the events of Star Trek Picard reveals how dramatically the Collective has changed since their golden age during the 24th century. Rather than the methodical perfection that characterized earlier drone types, retrofit units display the hasty modifications and resource limitations of a civilization struggling to rebuild from near extinction. Retrofit drones are noticeably more agile than their predecessors. Their design philosophy shifted from overwhelming strength to adaptive mobility. The Collective learned from their encounters with Starfleet that raw power alone couldn't guarantee victory, leading them to develop units capable of rapid movement and tactical flexibility that earlier drones lacked. The adaptive shielding systems integrated into retrofit drones represent a significant advancement over previous defensive technologies. Rather than relying on static armor plating, these units can reconfigure their defensive systems in real time to counter specific threats. Their shields can shift frequency, density, and coverage area based on incoming attacks, making them far more difficult to defeat using conventional weapons. However, this advanced technology comes at a significant cost in terms of stability and reliability. The rushed rebuilding processes that followed the Collective's near destruction has resulted in power core instabilities that plague retrofit drones throughout their operational lifetime. These instabilities manifest as unpredictable power fluctuations that can temporarily disable systems, or in extreme cases cause complete system failure. The power core vulnerabilities stem from the Collective's need to integrate salvage components from destroyed Borg vessels with new technology developed during their rebuilding phase. The resulting hybrid systems are sophisticated but unreliable, creating internal conflicts between different technological paradigms that the Collective hasn't fully yet resolved. While standard and tactical drones followed rigid programming patterns, retrofit units can modify their behavioural algorithms based on battlefield experience. Now, this adaptation capability makes them unpredictable opponents who can learn from previous encounters and adjust their tactics accordingly. The Collective's post-Voyager evolution becomes apparent when observing retrofit drones in combat situations. These units coordinate their actions less through the traditional hive-mind approach and more through dynamic tactical networks that can operate independently if separated from the main collective consciousness. This decentralized command structure provides resilience against the kind of systematic disruption that previously crippled entire Borg operations. The Collective's post-Voyager evolution becomes apparent when observing retrofit drones in combat situations. These units coordinate their actions less through the traditional hive-mind approach and more through dynamic tactical networks that can operate independently if separated from the main collective consciousness. This decentralized command structure provides resilience against the kind of systematic disruption that previously crippled entire Borg operations. Jean-Luc Picard's encounters with retrofit drones during the events of the Picard series revealed their enhanced psychological warfare capability. These units can exploit the emotional and psychological weaknesses of their opponents, using their retained memories of assimilated individuals to create devastating psychological attacks. The resource limitations that shaped retrofit drone development are evident in their construction materials and component quality. Unlike the precision manufactured components of earlier drones, retrofit units often incorporate salvaged materials and improvised solutions that reflect the Collective's reduced industrial capacity following their near destruction. Retrofit drones represent both the Collective's greatest weaknesses and their most impressive adaptations. The instabilities in their power cores, though, make them vulnerable to sustained combat operations, but their enhanced agility and adaptive capabilities make them more dangerous than ever in short-term engagements. Opponents who underestimate these units based on their apparent technological limitations often discover too late that the Collective has learned from their previous defeats. The evolution from rigid, overwhelming force to adaptive, flexible response represents a fundamental shift in Borg philosophy. Retrofit drones embody this new approach, trading the certainty of overwhelming technological superiority for the unpredictability of rapid adaptation and tactical flexibility.